Hey Taurus, welcome to your morning musing. I hope this finds you well. I just want to make a little mention of the fact that I really like the morning musings to continue. However, it does depend on viewership. So for those who are not familiar, YouTube functions using an algorithm. And what happens is if your videos don't really get a lot of views, then they don't show any of your videos. So what's happening is the channel is tanking a bit because of the morning musings. So please, 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 if you haven't already subscribed, subscribing during this video will help it be seen. Liking it and or sharing it will help it be seen, along with the other videos that I post. For example, the reading that I will publish later today. So if you want the morning musings to continue, please help a girl out. And even if it's not your morning musing, you can just let it play in the background with no volume. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm asking for your help. I rarely ask for anything. I'd love to continue doing these. So I'm going to go through this next run of morning musings, and hope to goodness that I see some change. So thank you for listening, and now let's get to it. I'm going to pick a card for you, Taurus, from Numerology Guidance. It's a deck I haven't used a lot in readings, but I'm feeling really tied to numerology lately, so let's see what comes through. 71, health. Health. Okay, so let's see what 71 has to say for you right now. It's a new year, so you know, yes, absolutely. So this card indicates the need to focus on your well-being and self-care. By drawing this card, you are being encouraged to explore practices and behaviors that can enhance your physical, emotional, and mental health. Whether you explore conventional or alternative methods, it's important at this time to put your health and happiness first. Yes. So this goes on to say it's about eliminating unhealthy habits and behaviors that are impeding your success. You're being asked to adjust to, harmonize with the natural rhythms and cycles of your life. Cycles that are encouraging to work on improving your current state of health. So it's not a time to procrastinate. You're being called to action. Call upon your spirit guides and angels if necessary to be shown the next step to take for the sake of your health. So I like this because this is always one of my New Year's resolutions, Taurus. And I know as a sister earth sign, we tend to really need to focus on our health, to focus on our grounding, to focus on stabilizing our nutrition or our fitness, even our spiritual health, right? For example, meditation practices. So I get the impression that this is more related to the turn to the new year and bringing your focus back to self. So I like it for you. I'm going to follow it myself. If you're new to the channel, welcome. The Morning Musing is a new feature. Short little spreads, no extendeds. And what I'm doing here is I'm letting you sit like a little birdie on my shoulder as I draw the first energies that come through for the day. I've been doing this for years, and I pull these cards for the signs that I'm going to read for later. So I'd say about 75 to 80% of the time, the cards that come out here do show up in the, the energies show up in the full spread. So can't guarantee it, but it has been happening lately. So let's see what we want coming through. This is for Taurus, Sun, and Rising. Perfect. The Sun. Leo energy and the Sun. So this is your anchor card here. This card will now kind of infuse the rest of the reading. Nine of Swords. There's some anxiety. Perfect for what I was just speaking about to this health, right? Your spiritual health will help with any anxiety. This is what you need to focus on, is the Nine of Swords, the anxiety, your mind in overdrive, not being able to even kind of sleep well because thoughts are, and intrusive thoughts are running like on a loop in your mind. Here in the center is the block, the challenge, or the dynamic between you and your divine counterpart, and that is the Sagittarian energy of Temperance. Temperance is about self-control, self-restraint, and the wisdom of patience, allowing things to come into flow. So that's a real beautiful card there. And what can you do about it or expect to come of it? Perfect. 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands is kind of like laying down the burden. Enough already. Enough already, right? There are just some things that are beyond our control. And with the wisdom of patience, the wisdom of patience tells us that in time we will be able to lay down that burden. So it's an interesting spread. Let me get some clarifiers out. Ooh, the Sun. I love the Sun for you because what it says is overall, this is about your happiness. So whatever's going on here, you kind of have to keep what's best for you, right? If you're going to pay attention to your health, you know, you ain't got nothing without your health. So if you really want to be happy, we have to find a way to get you healthy, Taurus, in all aspects of your life. King of Wands. More Leo energy there. Somebody's dealing with Leo, and there's your happiness. Woo! Happily ever after with a King of Wands. The King of Wands in this case, you know, it can be your divine counterpart if you're here as a divine feminine. If you are here as a divine masculine, this could be your own energy. This is a masculine archetype. All the kings are masculine archetypes. Doesn't mean you have to be a guy, see? And this isn't gender-based. But what I'm saying here is I'm feeling that there's a lot of happiness or a desire for happiness and that sort of state of nirvana on an emotional level with a King of Wands. King of Wands being someone who's passionate, exuberant, take charge. They're usually kind of very hopeful and positive people with big personalities. There's a lot of chemistry here with this person, or they're feeling very much a lot of chemistry in the connection. So a really beautiful anchor to the reading. It's not just about your happiness, it's about that sort of sense of a happily ever after. Underneath is that, look what's underneath. We have the Knight of Wands and the Two of Cups, and I'm going to even take the Empress. So what we've got going here, let me pull things down so you can see all of it. I know I'm trying to get used to camera angles, and I'm dreadful at it. So show some love for the old lady. Okay, so here the Knight of Wands, someone returning from the past. This could actually be the King of Wands making their return. It's underneath. So what that says is it's kind of outside of the psyche. It's in the psyche, I'm sorry, outside of self-awareness, bubbling up under the surface is the return of your soulmate. And here we've got the divine feminine energy, Taurus and Libra. So I'm feeling as if, I'm almost feeling as if I'm speaking about divine counterparts that are in separation and how the happiness that is to be found in this connection would be for someone to return. Now, the only issue with the Knight of Wands is sometimes the Knight of Wands acts without a plan, and therefore they don't always have staying power. So we'll have to be on the lookout for that. So now let's go to the Nine of Swords. This is really beautiful up here, Taurus. Nine of Swords, what do you need to focus on? Lots of anxiety, stress, things not being very clear. So we have the Seven of Wands is a card of resistance. Okay. And the Hanged Man, there's a delay. So I feel as if the Hanged Man here, usually the Hanged Man is saying to pull back and take the bigger, look, see the bigger picture, right? You want to take the 30,000-foot view. But the Hanged Man often represents a delay in forward motion, meaning the return of this person, whoever it is, whether it's the return of the King of Wands or the return of the Empress, depending on who you are here watching the reading, there may be a delay, and that, you know, that there's somebody here that's resisting the return, and therefore there's a lot of stress and anxiety about it, almost sleepless nights. You can't think about much of anything else other than this person who may be resisting. So you need to focus on your own resistance too. Remember, we mirror each other. And wait for enlightenment. The delay is kind of for your highest good. It's asking you to wait for enlightenment, pay attention to the downloads, the signs, the synchronicities that come in, and try to look at the situation from all angles, including that of your divine counterpart. Yeah, underneath was the Hermit, so I'm not going to take it really, but it lets me know that you're kind of flying solo here. This has been a solitary journey. Temperance is the block, the challenge, or the dynamic. I think it's a challenge here. Whoops. Yep. Although it's just that whole thing just flew out. So, yeah, the Temperance here. And this is the challenge. It's hard to kind of, quiet your fears, your insecurities. Temperance asking you to exercise self-control, and it's hard to do that because it's almost as if there's something behind the scenes you can't see. The moon, Pisces, represents, the sun is our conscious awareness. The moon is our unconscious awareness. It's that all the cards that are underneath represent the moon's energy of what you can't see, what isn't always clear to you, but it kind of is. It's in there, and it's unsettling. And I have a feeling that what I'm looking at is it's difficult to be patient. It's difficult to see the wisdom and the patience when you feel like there's so much you don't know that's going on behind the scenes, and it kind of dredges up our insecurities and makes us very anxious. Perfect. 10 of Wands. So the challenge is in letting it go, in not allowing the moon to kind of feed into your anxiety or to your concern, or possibly even some suspicions. So yeah, that's the challenge, is exercising that self-control in light of all the fears and the insecurities that are bubbling up under the surface, wondering if, sometimes the moon is illusions. Is what I'm seeing, what I'm dealing with, what is it real? Is it real is the question here. When underneath there's all this focus on your happiness being the return of this person, and the two counterparts moving on and finding that emotional safe haven with each other. So all the fact down here that it's not happening right now, or that there's a little bit of an obsession over it, and there's a delay with the Hanged Man, Pisces energy, and there's the fear and insecurity around that delay with the moon, more Pisces energy, and it's difficult to just kind of let it go and to give it over. And then we end with the 10 of Wands. What can you do about it? Let it go. Let it go. Give over. Trust the process. Yeah. Let it go. Right? Take a leap. All right, my lovelies, I'm going to leave it there because that's just a perfect way to end. It makes sense to me. Focus on your health here, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, in all ways. This is an important card. 7 and 1 is 8. 8 is about doing the work in tarot. Putting your head down. Think of that. 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Cups, right? Walking away from the drama. The 8 of Swords is a little bit of overthinking and feeling stuck in traps, so you kind of have to deal with that. And again, let it go. So did I miss anything? 8 of Wands is fast-moving energy and communication. Sometimes it's about your passion, right? Remembering what lights you up. So beautiful, beautiful numerology for you, Taurus. I look forward to seeing you later today. Have a good one.